A soldier picked up a grenade thrown by the Germans, only to discover it was just a snowball. So he grabbed a snowball and threw it back. But the next second, more snowballs came flying over. The American soldiers immediately got up to fight back. But what struck them as odd was that the Germans across from them didn't seem hostile. To figure out where the Germans were positioned, the soldiers began scouting around after daybreak. Finally, they found the German camp. However, just as they were about to head back and report, they ran into German soldiers lying in ambush on the road. They thought they might die right there, but when they turned around, the Germans had all vanished. It seemed like the Germans were tracking their every move. Back at camp, they told their buddies what happened. In their rush to escape, they'd accidentally dropped their map. One of their guys went back to look for it but came up empty-handed. However, he said he'd left the Germans a little surprise. He'd built a snowman near their camp, but that night, the Germans sent the snowman back. The soldier thought it was the enemy and threw a grenade, but the Germans just hit back with snowballs. After the Germans left, the soldiers rushed over to check and found that the Germans had actually returned their map. This whole series of strange events made the soldiers think the Germans didn't want to fight. There were even German markings on the map. That night, the German soldiers made a Christmas tree. They invited the American soldiers to celebrate Christmas together. The two armies started exchanging gifts on the battlefield, but just then, a German soldier suddenly drew his pistol. The American soldiers instantly aimed their guns at him. Turns out, he didn't have a gift to exchange. This German soldier wanted to give his sidearm as a present. An American soldier then pulled out a grenade to trade, and the Germans hung both items on the Christmas tree. The Germans were doing all this just to surrender quickly, because the long war had made them completely sick of fighting. The next day, they met at the agreed location. To keep their superiors from discovering their plan, they decided to stage a fake battle that afternoon. After 2 rounds of blanks were fired, the Germans would pretend to be defeated and surrender. As the exercise officially began, the Germans lined up in front of the wooden cabin. Under the command of both captains, they aimed their rifles at the sky. Soon they'd fired the first round of bullets, but just as they were reloading, disaster struck. A German soldier was suddenly shot dead. It turned out an American guard had heard the gunfire and rushed over. Not knowing what was going on, he gunned down 2 German soldiers. The American captain tried to stop him, but was shot and killed by an enraged German. What was supposed to be a staged exercise became real combat. However, these Germans were all green recruits, while the Americans held the high ground. They quickly killed all the German soldiers. At that moment, a soldier ran up to his captain. The captain was already badly wounded. War had cost both sides dearly.